Hello, my name is Chen Weber-Cantor, a Senior Solution Engineer at Kaminario. Our agenda for this session is to introduce Kaminario integration with Veritas NetBackup, followed by a short demonstration of configuration, backup, and restore operations. The integration is based on Kaminario hardware provider, KVSS, and K2 native snapshots. It's used to create an application-consistent, full or incremental backups in both physical and virtual Windows environments, including Windows-based applications like SQL, Exchange, and so on. The data to be backed up is copied from the K2 view without affecting the availability and performance of the production environment. This automated app-consistent snapshot can simplify and also be used for other common tasks, such as recovery, test and dev environments, and DR. Once the NetBackup policy is executed, either manually or automatically, according to a predefined schedule, a K2 application consistent snapshot is created for the relevant volume groups on the K2 all-flash array. The K2 snapshot creation is instantaneous. A K2 view is then created for each K2 snapshot. The view is mapped to the required NetBackup client. Data to be backed up is copied from the K2 view to the NetBackup storage unit that can also reside on the K2 array. Once the backup process ends, the K2 view and snapshot handling depends on the backup flavor selected. If a snapshot's backup flavor was selected, the view will be unmounted and unmapped from the client, and then the view and its snapshot will be deleted from the K2 all-flash array. If an instant recovery mode was selected, the K2 view and its snapshot will be retained as long as maximum snapshots defined in the NetBackup policy is enforced. Both flavors can use the off host to shift the backup processing to a separate NetBackup client. In this demonstration, we will use a 2012 R2 Windows VM with a 2012 sequel. The database disks are attached as RDMs, and the VM resides on a 6.5 ESXi connected via fiber channel to a 1K block system. Before we can use NetBackup to utilize the K2 snapshots for an app-consistent backup, we should verify that the following components are installed on the NetBackup client. 1. The Kaminario hardware provider, KVSS. This service is installed on the host and communicates between the disk shadow service and the K2 all-flash array. 2. The NetBackup snapshot client and NetBackup client. For this demo, we also have Kaminario PowerShell installed. We will recognize our database. It's located on two drives, D for data and L for logs. Using Windows PowerShell, we can verify that they reside on Kaminario K2 all-flash array. We can also see the details on these volumes as they are displayed in the GUI, including their volume group. During the backup phase, this volume group will be backed up. Heading over to the NetBackup Administration console, we will now verify database registration. In the left pane, go to Applications, Microsoft SQL Server, All Instances. To create a new database, right-click All Instances and fill in the database details. In our demonstration, the database is already registered and active, as you can see in the right pane. Credentials are also required. To create a new backup policy, go to NetBackup Management in the left pane and then select Policies. The policy type should be set to MS SQL Server in order to back up the SQL database. Mark the Perform Snapshot Backups checkbox, and then mark the Perform Off-Host Backup checkbox. It is mandatory because the client is a VM. Also, mark the Retain Snapshot for Instant Recovery or SLP Management checkbox to retain the K2 snapshot and view after the backup completes. Clicking the Options button brings up the Snapshot Client Options dialog window. Make sure the snapshot method is set to VSS to utilize Kaminario K2 native snapshots, and set the provider type to 3 hardware and 1 for snapshot attribute. The maximum snapshot for this policy will be configured as 5. To create a full schedule, we will name it as SQL_full, configure the Start window, and click OK. In the Instances and Databases tab, select Protect Instances, click New, and select the proper database to add. In the Backup Selections tab, select Whole Database, and in the Microsoft SQL Server tab, you can enlarge client buffers per stripe to 4, then change both maximum transfer size and block size to 64K. Do the same for transaction log options, and then click OK to approve. At this point, we will start the SQL load. Before starting the backup process, we will also add a new table to the database, and later on, we will restore it. Go to NetBackup Administration Console. Start the backup by right-clicking the policy and select Manual Backup. Select the SQL_full schedule that we just created and the SQL instance to backup. Tracking the backup job is available in the Activity Monitor pane. You can click Details to review the job. And a backup is now started. Note that a K2 application consistent snapshot has been taken. A correlated K2 view was also created. The view is mapped to the relevant NetBackup alternate client. We can see that the data is being backed up from the K2 view only to the NetBackup storage unit without affecting the availability of the database. SQL load is running non-destructively with no performance impact. Once backup is complete, since we selected the Instant Recovery Backup mode, the following will occur. The K2 view will remain mounted on the NetBackup alternate client. The snapshot will also be retained in the K2 as long as the NetBackup and K2 retention policies are enforced. On the alternate client, we can access the application consistent backup and see the database we just backed up. Now we will go ahead and restore the database. But first, we will delete the table we created prior to the backup. Launch the NetBackup MS SQL Client utility on the NetBackup client on which the database is installed and verify that the SQL Server connection properties are correct. Ensure that the correct master is selected from the current NetBackup Server drop-down menu and choose the dates as required. Then click OK. Now we should be able to select the database to be restored. In the dialog box, choose With Recovery option to get the database recovered and online after restore. Then click Restore. monitor the restore progress, and once restore completed successfully, we can see the database is online and that the table we deleted was restored successfully. To summarize, NetBackup and Kaminario K2 integration enables an automated, application-consistent backup and recovery for virtualized and physical Windows environments, thus leveraging the VSS and K2 native snapshot capability of the highly available, cost-efficient K2 all-flash array. For further details, please visit the Kaminario website. Thanks for watching.